right, good morning, cyber traders. Welcome back on this lovely Thursday. Getting a nice run with the Beats, B-E-A-T. What a nice little pop right there at 840. Ran from $1.38 to $2.35. Talk a little bit about it. But good to see you, Alex, Mark, Nita, Jeff, Raymond. Good to see you all. It's nice to be back. Basically, just got back from Florida. I was with DTI down there. All the other gurus out there. Jeff was down there. Jack Carter was down there. Just a few other of the gurus over there. And I met a bunch of students too, which was great too. Dan, we was hanging out. Had some appetizers and stuff. We had a nice little soiree. So it was just great meeting a lot of you down there. That were down for 3 days at the Sawgrass event down in Jacksonville, Florida, and it was good. It was talking about level 4 and all this good stuff. It's always nice to come to the on-sites. It's always nice to come and see you face to face. It really, really, really does a big difference when you see people face to face and talk to you and get us in the side of the corner and be able to ask questions and also get to meet all your fellow traders in the room. So if you get that opportunity, like we have ours coming up here in January, just, do what you can to be there. You know what I mean? You got to make it an investment when it comes to that. I mean, listen, education's one thing, but if you're taking it seriously, let me tell you, it takes the next level. So, and it's a very fun way of making a nice little vacation too. So anyway, let's talk about what's going on this week. We've got a really busy week today. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the Bookmap closing bell that we did on Tuesday. Bruce did a great job talking about it, and we're going to look about it a little bit more. I'm actually going to be on their show today at 2 o'clock. So if you do have the Bookmap, I'm going to be on it with them. And then we obviously have open house at 11 o'clock, so don't forget to miss that. So anyway, regarding about all that good stuff, let's talk about what happened yesterday before we start jumping in, what's moving on for today. A couple of nice little stocks that moved pretty nicely. AMTD did a really nice move. You could see that stock. It was a little bit of an ETF, though. But nice pop early in the morning, and then right around 12 o'clock, had a nice little push, broke that high right around 1 o'clock, and that was ended from there. That thing just really ran from $1.50 to $2.25. Really, really nice move. This stock, HKD. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen a $2,500 stock go all the way down to $80, but this is one of them. But she was on a really good tear yesterday. $50 stock up to 300, got halted several times. She gapped up big today. But if you see what happened here in August, I mean, this stock literally was a $18 stock. How in the hell could it go from 600 to 2,500? Yes, that can happen. I won't even give this a category 5. This is like a category a zillion. I mean, this thing was just like definitely not a stock that you would even want to trade, at the minimum shares. I mean, you probably could have traded even just, I don't know, one share and really see what it felt like. Very, very risky stock. But anyway, she moved pretty nicely. I know some of you guys traded yesterday, and for some of you advanced traders, but she did move pretty nicely a little bit once we got around the middle of the day. She was expensive, even at $60, but then after that, thing really took off. Another stock that did really well yesterday, which is obviously was a little bit more easier, because remember, when we go into a trade, and this is what I was trying to talk about when we were there on site. When we go into a trade, we don't got to go out there and hit the grand slam home runs. It's nice to have something consistent. So like ALT, right in pre-market, this thing moved really, really nice. You could see how it just kind of gapped up, and then all of a sudden at 8:30, it moved nicely. 9 o'clock, it just went up nice and slow, all the way to 11 o'clock from that $7 price range up to $16. That's over a double. Now, this is a stock that took a very big hit a couple of days ago. It was a little bit of a bottom fish, but you know what? At the end of the day, when you look at it, this is what we call bottom fishing. It gapped down pretty big from $20, opened up down to $8, and she did make a little bit of a comeback. And that's obviously one of my favorite types of trades, is one of those. I know a lot of you did pretty well on that. I want to finish off this one little stock right here, MEGL. Another nice little stock, had a really nice pop. You could see it just literally went from that $5 price range to $7. Here's another stock that was an IPO. A lot of you remember this stock back in August. It ran from $49, went to $250, and came crashing back down. And like I said, these are little things. They do come up and go, but there were a couple of better ones that give you less risk, more reward. But anyway, that was yesterday. This is today, and this is what we like about day trading. You saw what happened with the market. We were down 1,200 points. We had not rebound at all, okay? You got a little bit of a recovery yesterday, which was a joke. You're having a little bit of recovery right now. 19 points, give me a break. So, you know, I love just to talk about regarding about what happened with the market. You know, everybody's trying to buy these dips. You keep buying the dips. You keep buying the dips because, like, you know what? I almost got suckered in, and I did get suckered in right around here, around in July, and then all of a sudden I got out, and those nice winners that I had, I ended up getting cut in half. I actually lost money on some of my swing trades on that big rally, and I'm glad. You know what? If I still had them today, I'd probably be down another maybe 10 to 15% on my portfolio, on my swing trades, because you know what? We're breaking lower lows. And the same thing happens over, you know, on a brand name stock. The same thing happens to the swing trading stock. You learn this by being a day trader. So let's go on. Let's get ready for today. Couple of nice little movers. Where's my little legal pad right here so I can start writing them down and start going through them. Now, listen, as you know, we just literally just like to go through them right away. We had some stocks that we found early in the pre-market. You could see that we already have the ATXG, the KOLD, the NRBO. But, you know, that was early this morning. We got program trading 7, 7:30, 8, 8:30, and 9. So as people start waking up in the morning and start looking at things, they end up popping up. So anyway, getting back to this NRBO, you know, you could see when we found this morning, had a nice little push. Only concern I have about this stock is that this stock had a really big run up a couple of days. You could see it right here. Back on the 13th, it ran from like $20 to $60. You know what's so funny? Somebody came up to me and told me, like, did that really happen? Or are you just making fake, you know, stocks that do that? No, that really did happen. It's right there. You can go look at it. But and you had plenty of time to jump in. I mean, even up to 10 o'clock, it was at 29. The thing still kept going. It was just awesome to see him get halted over and over again. But the stock is really volatile. So you're talking about a category 5. So you got to be careful. So this is going to be on my B or C list. I wouldn't want anybody to jump into something because for me, it's always risk first, you know, profit later. Remember, we always tell you the 3 T's: tradable, trend, and trap. The stock is not tradable and is not within your league. You do not want to trade the stock, all right? But anyway, when you get the stock beats, this stock, at least you had a nice little move. It's cheap. It's not expensive. $1.90. Nice little push. Has some big resistance levels around too. Going to hop over here, look at level 4. You could see some big orders are showing up at those prices. You could see when it started making that big little run and value picked in, program trading kicked in. I like it because it's holding here for a while. Trade over 5 million shares. Some of you will probably be watching YouTube, Facebook Live. Like, how do you even trade pre-market? You know what? I'm going to give you that opportunity so you can see how it works. But that's one of them. Here's a new company that just went public, so I probably would stay away from it. You can see we've got no data on it right now, even though it is the 3rd biggest percentage gainer. I mean, I love these stocks. Here's another stock that went from another IPO, went from $12 to $600. It's just crazy. I remember this day when the stock traded. It was only literally about 2 weeks ago. But let's see what happens on it, you know. I want to see ATXG. It's down to $5. It's starting to got some good volatility on it. We're going to check on level 4, see if we got any big iceberg orders on it. ATXG. Just going to hop over here and see. We got to load up some data on it. No really big iceberg orders yet. I don't see anything predominant. There was a guy who showed up at 567. He pulled his order. Well, you know what? We're going to keep an eye on it anyway. Usually this happens when a stock has not been trading too public for a long time, and that's why you'll pretty much not get those nice little big iceberg orders out there. All right, now we're at about 5%, so this is where we kind of call it quits. Anything under 10%, we don't have that 10% moving in pre-market. We want to scratch it. Losers, we're getting any good dead cat bounces, you know, like the AMTD. No, I don't really see anything right there. Wow, Adobe's taking a nice little hit. Adobe could be a good short, but wow, 44 points. That's not a really good sign. Wow. We'll keep an eye on it, but it's expensive. It's expensive. I'd rather trade something else, but if you're a category 4, category 5 trader at the Cyber Group, this might be up your alley. Adobe. I'm not always a fan of writing these things down and putting on our watch list, but you know they're talking about on the financial stations. You probably want to know why, but listen, it's crazy, but some people always want to wonder, why is this going down? Oh, news, but why is that this price? Why is it not half that? Why is it not going any lower? That's what you have to learn how to trade and learn how to play the game. Hopping over here on the New York Stock Exchange, we're going to keep an eye on the HKD again because that looks like it's a little bit on play. STOR looks like a buyout. You can tell by just on seeing what's happening at pre-market. This stock, I called this one out earlier. It's on the morning watch list too, but she's going up pretty steady. The KOLD, this stock was up at the $40 price range. She's got some really big support levels right around 10. She's trending up right here. Let me go check on level 4. I doubt we're going to see any good iceberg orders being more of an ETF. ETFs are very, very difficult to read. Yeah, it's typical. This is what you're seeing on an ETF. So it's very, very hard to kind of like gauge where support and resistance levels are on this stock. It's not as clean when you see something like this or like this, you know, where you get to see nice orders. AMTD, that stock is going back on the watch list. AMTD, that was the one from yesterday. And you know what? She's on move again this morning. She's got some good resistance levels. This probably is, you know, as a stock that's a little bit more controllable, something a little bit more, you know, on your level, AMTD could be right up your alley. Grant ALT. You know, ALT, like getting back to what I said about ALT, we had that little dead cat bounce. Not really coming back right now. That party was over. That ship has sailed yesterday, so that one's pretty much out of the woods. I think that's about it. I'm not really seeing anything. On the losers, the stock's down 44%. Is it a pharmaceutical? Because we know they don't come back. I don't know. Usually that name doesn't sound like it is a pharmaceutical, but I like stocks that are down that low. Maybe you get a nice day cap bounce like we can get with the ALT. You know, it can happen. So we'll see how it works. Pretty decent list for a Thursday. It is hump day. Anything I'm missing I did not call out? Anything else out there? All right. So anyway, Rich, could you post the link in YouTube and also in the cyber group room regarding about today's event at 11 o'clock? I'm doing an open house. I'll talk a little bit more about level 3, level 4. So we'll get you guys all registered for that. And then in the meantime, you can always like us and friend us. We're live here every morning on YouTube, Facebook Live at 9 a.m. at 2:30. Cyber Group members, you know the deal. You see something, you say something, and we'll start commentary once the market opens up at 9:30. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading, and be safe and trade wisely.